Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking you back to 1963.
Okay.
When a Japanese song hit #1 in the US.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? It was the peak of the American pop music scene.
Wow.
Talk about Sukiyaki,
Yeah.
but you might know it by its original Japanese title.
Right.
Ua omite aruku. I look up when I walk.
I love that song.
You've given us some amazing material on this.
Yeah.
We're going to break down how this song became such a global phenomenon.
Yeah, it's a great story.
So picture it. 1963.
Okay.
The Beach Boys are cruising. Leslie Gore's telling us, "You don't own me." Beatlemania is about to explode.
Right.
And along comes this song from Japan about resilience and overcoming hardship. And it steals the show.
It really did.
It's still the only Japanese song to ever hit #1 in the US.
It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, it really shows you the power of music,
Absolutely.
how it can transcend language and cultural barriers.
Totally. But it wasn't just the lyrics, right? The music itself is incredibly catchy, and I feel like that melody just stays with you.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is the music, it kind of blends traditional Japanese elements with Western pop influences. Like they use a major key and a verse chorus structure,
Right.
which probably made it really appealing to audiences around the world.
And then you have the singer, Sakamoto Kyu. He was just a teenager when he recorded this.
Wow.
A teenager.
That's even more surprising when you realize he wasn't exactly a typical pop star,
Right.
even in Japan.
Interesting. So what was he like?
Well, he was more of a heartthrob figure.
Oh, really?
People were drawn to his personality
Okay.
as much as his voice,
I see.
sort of a young Elvis,
Oh, wow.
who he actually idolized.
Big as a fan.
Big-time fan.
That's great.
He represented this new generation in Japan
Okay.
that was embracing Western music and fashion,
Right.
but still very much rooted in Japanese culture.
So this really charismatic, relatable figure. But to really understand the song, I think we need to go back to its creation.
Yeah.
So we have the scene, young, Elvis-loving singer.
Right.
What about the song itself? What was the inspiration?
Well, the composer, Rokusuke,
Okay.
was inspired by a pivotal moment in Japan's history, the 1960 student protests
Really?
against the Japan-U.S. Security Treaty.
Wow. So this was a period of intense social and political change.
Exactly. Japan was still rebuilding after World War II,
Right.
grappling with its identity, its place on the world stage.
Hmm.
And these protests were a sign of the anxieties of that time.
So the song, it was born from this really turbulent period.
Absolutely. And, you know, the lyrics,
Yeah.
they don't explicitly talk about politics or anything,
Right.
but they perfectly capture the emotion of resilience,
Okay.
of facing hardship.
I see.
Like that line, walk on looking straight ahead so the tears won't fall.
It's powerful.
It's a universal feeling. Everyone goes through challenges.
Absolutely. And that leads us to the impact Sukiyaki had on Japanese Americans in the U.S.
Right.
Imagine this. You're Japanese American.
Okay.
It's the 1960s.
Okay.
You're facing prejudice, discrimination.
Right.
It hasn't even been 20 years since the trauma of the internment camps.
Wow.
And suddenly you hear this song
Yeah.
on the radio.
Right.
A Japanese song
And huge.
topping the charts.
Amazing.
It's this incredible validation
Absolutely.
in a world that often makes you feel like an outsider.
Right.
This song,
Yeah.
it's like it announces your presence, your culture, in this incredibly powerful way.
It makes you proud. Right.
Absolutely. It's this amazing story of cultural visibility through music.
It really is.
But I'm curious,
Yeah.
how did a Japanese song even get on American radio in the first place?
Right.
Like, it wasn't exactly what you'd expect to hear alongside Elvis and the Beach Boys.
It's a story of happy accidents, I guess.
Okay.
And a good ear for a hit song.
All right.
It all starts with a DJ in Fresno, California. Okay.
Guy named Sam Schwan.
Okay.
He's working at a local station called KYNO.
Got it.
And he comes across this record,
Yeah.
Oe Omite Aruku, the original Japanese version.
Right.
And something about it
Yeah.
just grabs him.
So what did he do?
Well, he puts it on the air.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
With an audience that's used to a completely different sound.
That's a bold move.
He was nervous, actually.
Really?
He talked about how much he loved the melody,
Okay.
how he could just feel the emotion,
Right.
even without understanding the words.
Wow.
Well, yeah, putting it on the air.
Yeah.
He was definitely bracing himself for some angry calls,
I can imagine.
waiting to see if anyone would connect with it.
And what happened?
People loved it.
No way.
Yeah, the phones did light up,
Right.
but it wasn't complaints.
What was it?
People were captivated.
Wow.
And especially the Japanese American community in Fresno.
Of course.
It was this huge outpouring of emotion.
Yeah.
Pride, recognition. Amazing how music can do that.
It's incredible. Right.
So this DJ, Schwan, he takes this chance,
Yep.
plays this song that no one knows.
Totally.
And it sparks this whole movement.
Exactly. And that local phenomenon is actually how it went global.
Get out of here.
Because someone else heard it? Record producer Dave Dexter Jr.
Okay.
This guy was known for bringing international music to American audiences.
Interesting.
So he sees the potential in this song.
Right.
But there's a problem. The title.
Omote Erogoku?
Yeah, most Americans couldn't even pronounce it.
Let alone remember it.
Exactly.
So that's where Sukiyaki comes in.
You got it.
I mean, it's brilliant marketing.
It really is.
But I wonder if some people saw it as, a little inauthentic.
Losing something in translation.
Exactly.
But you have to remember, this is post-war America.
Right.
Soldiers were returning from Japan.
Right.
They brought back all these cultural influences, even if it was just through food. So Sukiyaki, it's this familiar touch point.
I get it.
It helps ease people into this unfamiliar sound.
That's really clever.
And it worked.
Clearly.
The song skyrocketed up the charts.
Hit number 1.
The rest is history.
But it doesn't end there.
Oh.
Because fast forward almost 20 years.
Okay.
1980.
Wow.
Disco's on its way out.
Right.
And this group, A Taste of Honey, they're looking for a new sound.
Okay.
And guess what they find?
What?
Sukiyaki.
Get out of here.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
Full circle.
Totally.
But it wasn't just a random cover.
Oh.
The lead singer, Janice Marie Johnson, she had this deep connection to the song.
Really?
Yeah, she grew up with it.
Wow.
Found comfort in it during tough times.
That's powerful.
She said it was like this escape for her.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And so their version comes out, and it's not just like a nostalgic remake, you know, Johnson. She brings this whole soulful style to it.
Yeah.
It's really emotional.
Totally. She poured her own experiences into it.
Yeah, and you could hear it.
The heartbreak, the resilience, all of it.
And people connected with that.
Oh, yeah. It resonated on a whole other level.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
It is. And you know what's crazy? Sukiyaki, this song born out of post-war struggles in Japan.
Right.
It became a source of comfort again.
Oh, wow.
Decades later, after the 2011 earthquake and tsunami.
No way, really?
Yeah, people found strength in it again.
It's like it came full circle,
Totally. From hardship to hope.
And bridging cultures and generations.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder what Sakamoto Kyu would have thought about all of this.
Right. It's bittersweet, though.
Yeah.
Because after Sukiyaki, he became a big TD personality in Japan.
Okay.
More into entertainment, less singing.
I see.
But I read that he attended a concert by the song's composer and lyricist.
Oh, wow.
And afterward, he was like, man, I want to sing again.
Oh, that's kind of heartbreaking.
It is, isn't it? He achieved this huge fame, but still missed that pure connection with music.
Wow.
Tragically, he died just a few days later.
Really?
Yeah, in that Japan Airlines crash in 1985.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
It was a huge loss.
But even though his life was cut short, his voice, his music, it lives on.
Absolutely. Sakamoto Kyu's name, it'll always be tied to Sukiyaki.
Definitely.
This song that seems so simple on the surface,
right, but
really captures these huge, complex emotions.
Resilience, hope.
The whole human experience.
It really makes you think, what's playing on the radio right now?
Right.
That might be comforting someone years from now.
Totally.
In a totally different part of the world.
Or helping them through something.
Yeah, I can say that.
Some song that we might not even notice now.
Right. But it could mean the world to someone else.
Music is powerful like that.
It really is. And on that note, I think we'll wrap up this deep dive into Sukiyaki. It's a song that, it's more than just a catchy tune. It shows how music can go beyond borders, bring people together, and leave this lasting impact on the world long after, the last note fades away. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive. And until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those questions, and keep those aha moments coming.
Absolutely. See you next time.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for future podcast notification. This is The Podcast, powered by OnCue New Media.